Hi, my name is Doug Jones with Doug Knows Real Estate, and my company is Buyers Realty. Now, I do a lot of listings, and the one thing I want to talk about in listings is just some simple terms. And what do I do as a listing agent? One is I work to get you the best price and the best terms that we can get according to what you want and what the market will bear. Okay, that's the first thing, and price is very important to many people, most people. Next thing is make you comfortable with the transaction. I want to make sure you're comfortable with the paperwork. I want to make sure you're comfortable with the flow of activity. You're comfortable whether there's a lockbox or not, whether there's a sign or not, whether there's the way we do open houses. I want to make sure you're very comfortable with all of those things during the maybe 30 days to maybe 60, maybe 90 days that the house is listed. I want to make sure you're very comfortable. And the last thing, and the thing that I think I take pride in myself, is I want to make sure you're protected. And what I mean is a protected residential real estate is a field where there's a lot of lawsuits and there's a lot of mediation, there's a lot of arbitration. I'm going to have a video tomorrow on mediation, arbitration, but I want to protect you from those things. I'll tell you what the main five reasons for lawsuits are. But there's some things that have changed in real estate. One is so many people have smart doorbells nowadays. So as a buyer, you never want to be talking on the doorstep about what you'll pay for the house or what you'll do and etc., give away things. So you want to be very careful what you say as a buyer going into a house. And also homelessness is really prevalent, and especially in the big cities nowadays. So if there's a homeless camp near you that comes and goes, those are things that you really want to make sure that you're disclosing and that you're letting the potential buyer know about that. And then a good question that I ask realtors is, when we're sitting down talking, or ask realtors, not the realtors, the customers, the sellers, when we're sitting around talking about the transfer disclosure and the seller disclosure, is what do you think the neighbors will say about your house? Because a lot of times in an open house, there may be a potential buyer there in the door, neighbors walk in, and sometimes they say things that you're just not expecting and they shouldn't say, but they do anyway. So you want to know what the neighbors may say about the house. But here are the 5 common lawsuits. The first one is not disclosing property problems. Now, a seller is required to list a transfer disclosure and a seller questionnaire, and you don't want to miss anything. You want to make sure you're very careful and fill out everything. If you've been in the house for a long time, sometimes it's hard to remember. It's a good idea to get a property inspection to make sure that everything is disclosed. The second thing is make sure that the fixtures. A lot of people think that, oh, this is here, I can take it off the wall and I can just take it. There's real estate rules and laws about what is a permanent part of the house. I've had people want to take the carpet up. You can't do that. So make sure that you know what the fixtures are. A third lawsuit, really interesting, is things that these sellers have said to the buyers during discussion. So it's a good idea that the sellers do not talk to the buyers until the transaction's complete, unless you're really on friendly terms and the realtor's there. I recommend that they never meet. It's probably best they never meet, and that I represent the seller. I'm talking to the other realtor. I don't even talk to that buyer on the other side. Covering up property problems. That's been a problem in lawsuits. People try to hide problems, and you can't do it. The inspector's going to find it. Somebody's going to find it. The buyer's going to find it if they move in later. And if you try to cover it up, there's going to be a lawsuit. And then not disclosing neighborhood issues. You know, I had a buyer buy one time, and we found out that there was a drug house next door, and that should have been disclosed. I won't go into the long process we took, but it should have been disclosed up front. And if there's homeless camps around, if there's other things going on, you need to disclose it. It may lose you the sale, but you'd rather lose that sale right there and get a sale later where there's not going to be a lawsuit. So what I take pride in is protecting my sellers and my buyers, when I do buyers, from potential lawsuits. And that's just by being thorough, being complete, being honest, being open, making sure everything is disclosed. And that's what I do, and I'd be glad to do it with you. I'm Doug Jones at Doug Knows Real Estate. Hit that subscribe button.